You can miss a lot of great unlocks in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but I will show you where to get them early, so that will help you a ton throughout your journey. Got some cool cosmetic locations as well, and way more. But I want to start real quick with the settings menu. For one, I turned on the navigation assist. This can help you with directions for main missions. Sometimes you're not sure which way you have to go, or if you're supposed to jump here or go back. So with this setting turned on, you will see a marker telling you the right direction. Although you then of course still have to solve the puzzle or find the right platform to jump on. This also brings me to another setting, disable fall damage. Like turn this on, as just like in Fallen Order, you will fall to your death quite often when trying to navigate the world. And often when you think Cal will survive the fall, he will turn into a ragdoll instead before hitting the ground. So then you have to spawn again and of course lose some life. That makes sense, but it can get frustrating when it feels like it's not your fault that you fall to your death. So by turning this feature on, you don't lose any life anymore when falling. It still means that you will fall a lot, but it just won't matter. And make sure you can try more things without worrying that you might die. Cal lost all his Stim canisters in the last 5 years between Fallen Order and Survivor, so we only start with 2 of these health potions. And if you only follow the main story, so don't get off the beaten path, you will end the game with only 4 of them, which is not a lot, and it will especially make the later encounters really challenging. So I want to go over a few locations you can already get early on. There are of course timestamps in the video bar as well. So the first one is actually already on Coruscant, the planet where the game starts, but if you miss it during this first mission, you can only get it until very late into the game. So at one point during this mission, things go sideways and you fall like this. I won't spoil more for if you haven't played it yet, but you will then eventually reach the Undercity meets meditation point. And from this point, you need to go to a green light with a grapple point. But if you actually turn this way and climb up the sneaky wall here, you will encounter a security droid. And after defeating it, get access to your first Stim canister upgrade. On Kobo, so the second planet you will go to, there are a few more you can also reach early on, but they're all off the main path. So at one point, for the main mission, you are tasked to go to the forest array. During this quest, you will reach this broken bridge with on your left, your first encounter against a Mogu slamming some stormtroopers. You can ignore it, as for the main mission you need to go down, but totally take it out, as you then want to wall run on the walls behind it, and then immediately on your right you will find another Stim canister upgrade waiting for you. So that would be over here on the map. After this mission, you can use mounts to get the higher spots in Kobo, and this needed for another Stim canister upgrade you can very easily miss. You need to go over here on the map, so close to Rambler's Reach, the settlement, where you can also get a fast travel point called the Mountain Ascent. From here we want to take the flying creature, which you also unlock during that same main mission where you get the mounts. Get to the other side where you will find a small blue building. The canister upgrade is inside, but to get to it we need a mount, which you can find very close by. So from this point, run like this, and then you will eventually find it in a darker area. Now with the mount, you can make the higher jump to wall run against the side here. Make your way up top, and then you find a mine that you can use to destroy the door of that blue building, and then bam, the canister upgrade is yours. And there are many puzzles like this, so usually when there's an infinite roller mine spawn spot, you likely need to use it to break something close by. So check the map to maybe find some breakable walls. A good example is over here on the map. We got the wall right here. So that's, by the way, over here on Kobo. You see it right there. And then the roller mine spot is close by over here. This one is hard though, because enemies will continuously spawn here. So you have to be careful that the mine doesn't blow up in their face. But when you are able to successfully lead the mine into the cave, then of course use the force to break the door, and then you get Centauri Kree her lightsaber in full, so you can immediately make it at the workbench. Pretty cool, and I will talk about more awesome cosmetics you can already get early on in a moment, so stay tuned. Of course, if you liked the video so far, then leaving a like would really be awesome. Subscribe for more Jedi Survivor spoiler-free tips and tricks like this, and in my previous video about New Game Plus and other secrets you don't want to miss, I also talked about the mysterious key code you can buy in Doma's shop. get it, because this will also give you a canister upgrade. I will leave a link to that video in the video description. I will also leave a link to a guide for the pyrite shards in the video description for if you have trouble finding these glowing objects. Although, yeah, you can easily come across them if you just look around, even during the main story. For now though, I want to look at another glowing item you can find on Kobo and other planets, data discs. You can exchange these for valuable items at C's vendor, which unlocks early in the main story. And the one I recommend that you get as soon as possible is the wisdom perk. And as you maybe already know, perks are passive effects that you can equip at each meditation point, and this one gives you more experience from defeating enemies. And I did some testing and it's actually quite significant, and it will especially add up over time. So the faster you get it, the more you will benefit from it during your journey. So I want to quickly go over 5 locations for these discs, so you can also get it as soon as possible. The first one I got was from one of these robots that quickly runs away and will dig into the ground. You can take it out for the first disc, it's over here on the map. Then others you can find during the main story if you look in different areas. So in the Chamber of Duality, I missed this the first time around, but here when grabbing the second orb, you can actually also enter that room for another disc. And if you missed it like me, you can always go back to the chamber via the big door opposite of the saloon. At one point on your way to the forest array for the main mission, you will have to pull these rocks. Use them to climb up and they will reach this area that looks like this, and then climb to the side for the third disc. 2 others that I want to touch on are actually at the forest array. There's a meditation point with the same name, and if you then run down the stairs like this, you will easily find another data disc. Now we want to go to the rehabilitation wing fast travel point that is like very close by. You also get to this during the main story. Use the elevator to go down and then take out the enemies here, and they will find it on the side like this. You can of course also take it the first time you go here. Now return to C to buy the wisdom perk, and then you can use it throughout the whole game. What I found though is that there's not really a good XP farm. You can of course go to a meditation point and rest, and then the enemies will respawn, but it's not as good as like Dathomir in Jedi Fallen Order, at least not at the start of the game. There are ways to get some skill points like immediately though, from the 4 stairs, like one on top of the saloon, close to the garden. I also showed you that in our previous video. There's a 4 stair over here on the map under the waterfall. And like completing these challenges all gives you 1 skill point. Or there are these crystals that can also give you 1 skill point. You only don't have to do anything for it. So there's one over here on the map. You can reach it by climbing the mountain. Just use the rope like this and then climb like this. Now there are also some cool cosmetics you can get on Kobo very early on. The tactical outfit is hard to miss though, in a chest. Totally one of my favorites. But if you don't explore the planet, you will miss things like the bomber jacket, which you find over here on the map by making your way through these rock formations. You have to kill some enemies, but then at the end of it you find the chest with the awesome outfit. If you then go back and then left from those rock formations, if you jump up and defeat the creature, you can also pick up the hunter outfit. Now the other one is very special, but it might be a bit of a spoiler. It has nothing to do with the main plot, but I still wanted to give you a warning. Of course, if you are leaving, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for way more Jedi Survivor videos like this. If you're still here. Well, the most annoying boss from Jedi Fallen Order, Octobocto, is back, and by defeating it you get the ponchos back as a cosmetic option with many colors to choose from, so I'm not going to judge if you miss them. You can still wear them in this game. So to get it, we want to head over here on the map in Kobo to the Fort Kalin meditation point. Once you are there, make your way up here onto the grapple point and then follow the path. There are some enemies that will attack you. Kill or ignore them, but at one point by following this road you will eventually reach this platform and it will open when you stand on it, and then you're kind of in Octo's lair, so prepare for a boss fight. And yeah, it's challenging, like you can always come back later, you probably will die a couple of times, but know that when you defeat the creature you will get the ponchos back. And then check Doma's shop, by the way, for a 4 stair. I'm gonna try that one later, but yeah. Hey, subscribe of course, thanks for watching. A like on the video would really help me out. And check out our previous video on New Game Plus and other features you don't want to miss in Jedi Survivor. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.